For this year's quote-unquote Inktober challenge, I wanted to do Archtober. Archtober is a challenge started by Stanley Law, aka Archer, who is a well-known artist in the comics industry. The challenge consists of existing characters and you would have to draw them each day. It's a little more straightforward than other challenges because you don't really need a lot of imagination for this. For day 1, we have Suletta Mercury from G-Witch, also known as the Witch from Mercury. I don't really follow the Gundam series, so I don't have much to say about her. But regarding the artwork, I honestly thought that I was just going to sketch it up, but I ended up rendering it just a little bit. And it's okay, I just wished I made her a little bit more nicer. For day 2, we have Shiva from Final Fantasy XVI. I love the Final Fantasy series, so I was really excited for this day. I love Shiva's design for this game, but I thought the details on her outfit were really hard to capture because everything was so tiny. And when I looked at the reference pictures, it was a bit blurry to see. Even Archer said that he also had trouble with it as well. And I think I could have watched a cutscene of the Final Fantasy game, but I wanted to play the game for myself. And I also don't have a PS5, so I didn't really want to watch it and spoil myself. But I just did a face drawing of her, and I wish I just did a little bit more to her. It just feels boring to me just drawing her face, not gonna lie. For day 3, we have Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad Isekai, the new anime that's coming out for Suicide Squad. Did you guys see Joker's outfit in the anime? Yeah, I'm not feeling it, not gonna lie. I don't think it was perceived well on the internet anyways. Anyways, I tried to use the same method that I did in this video. I just wished that she looked a little bit less anime looking and more semi-realistic looking, but I guess that's what happens when I draw fast. It ends up really more anime looking than I really wanted to. But I think looking at the reference also influenced me as well. Am I making excuses? I don't know. For day 4, we have Vash Trigun. I don't know much about Trigun, but I just know everyone thinks he's cool. Honestly, I was scared of this day because it was one of the few guys that was on this list. I mean, it wasn't hard. You know when you draw girls for your whole life, and when it comes to men, they just don't look like men? Yeah. It was okay though. I wanted it to look more extravagant than the previous art, so I wanted to use some more dynamic posing and made different strokes to show some chaos happening in it. It was really fun, but I just wished the proportions were a little bit better. Day 5, we have Link from Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't finished this game yet, I know. It came out a few months ago. I should be done by now, but I'm not. Oh, and I want to show some clips that happened in my gameplay because I don't know if I ever showed this in public, but here's some clips. So I drew Link in the outfits that shows when you start the game, and the beginning of the game was really beautiful. I wanted to show something ethereal, so I drew him in some sort of dramatic lighting. It's pretty basic, but I like it. I think it would look cooler if I fixed and rendered it, but for now I will keep it as that. Day 6, we have Gwen from Spiderverse. Ever since the second movie for Spiderverse came out, I have no words. It was like every artist's dream combined into one movie. Anyways, for this one, I honestly just used old art that I did of Gwen because I kind of just forgot about Archtober for a while, but I never posted this artwork on social media, so you guys get to be the first one to see it, and I like it. So here, I'll turn the picture of Wells so you can see the other side of Gwen. For day 7, we have Nezuko in her demon form. I love Demon Slayer, and it got me into reading manga again, but I felt weird drawing her in her demon form. I don't know, maybe because I know she's a minor, and like, her demon form randomly gave her more aged up body, and I just felt the weird of how they aged up her body in her demon form. I don't know. Is there any lore masters watching this who want to tell me why that happened? Because maybe I might have missed it while I was reading it? I don't know. Yeah? Anyways, I used my pencil sketch style again, and I took way longer on it than I should have been because I liked how it was going, even though the proportions kind of look really weird, but I like the anger that I was trying to go for. There should have been a little bit more emotion showing, but for the general idea, I like it. If I fixed it more, maybe it'll look more of what I envisioned, but I had to stop eventually. For day 8, we have Cammy from Street Fighter 6. I ultimately failed this drawing, so I kind of redrew this for the next day, but what happened here is that I tried to do some dramatic lighting, but I think the colors weren't going right. And I think that's because I sketched her so bad because I was trying to do this so fast. Like, I didn't like how round her face was because Cammy's face is supposed to be sharp and looks fierce, and I didn't get the fierce I wanted from that drawing. Also, her hair was kind of really hard. I don't know why. I'm not really used to drawing short hair in general, so maybe I just need to practice on that. Then the next day, we are doing day 8 to 13. I don't know what happened during that week, but I ended up missing a few days from some sort of busyness that was happening, or maybe I was really tired because I know for October I kept falling asleep after work and I have like 1 to 2 hour naps. It was not fun and I hate doing that, but I think I fixed it. Hopefully November won't do that to me. But for these days, I did this all in 1 or 2 days. I just wanted to catch up, so I didn't want to perfect anything. So it's not as good as I wanted it to be. But it did give me practice to work on one of my styles I did before, which is using a milli pen brush. Or basically just using a really thin line brush and try to work my line art from there and color under it with just base colors and basic shading. And this style relies so hard on my line art, so I just needed to pray that it looks good and reball from there. So for these days, we have Cammy from Street Fighter 6 again, Rogue from X-Men in Salvage Land, Saber from Fate Grand Order, and Takamaki from Persona 5, Huntress from DC Universe in Batman, I think, and Komi from Komi Can Communicate. I think out of these sketches, my favorite one was Saber. I do not know anything about Fate Grand Order, but I do know that she's one of the most popular people on it. Day 14, we have Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII. Honestly, all the main characters in Final Fantasy VII is my favorite. I ended up drawing her really fast, and I went back to using a 3D model just to get her basic pose. Even though she's my favorite character, I don't think I was feeling this day, so I just wanted something basic, especially after drawing all of those characters from yesterday. So I just kept it as one color sketch, and it turned out fine. I think she's alright. I'm kind of satisfied with it. Day 15, we have X23. I never really read her lore or anything. I just know that she was Wolverine's daughter, and I also played her in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and she was so fun to play with. Because I loved her character so much in that game, I really wanted to make her sketch look good, and surprisingly, it went good. I think the style I drew for her really suits me, and I tried to use brushes that were traditional, similar to kind of like Sumi pens or something, but it didn't work out, so I went back to sketching to what I usually use. And yeah, I don't really have a lot of comments to say about it. She just looks good, and also I drew the hands really good, so I was kind of proud of that. Yeah, I love it. I think it was my favorite day so far. Now we have day 16, Rukia Kuchiki. I tried to watch Bleach back in the day, but you know with old anime and how they have more than 100 episodes? Yeah, I never committed to finishing that because of that. And also, I was like 7 at the time, so I don't really understand what was going on. I just thought it was cool. Anyways, I liked the pose I was going with here, but it was really hard for me. Particularly the body. It was just one of those days. I just used a photo reference for this and did the thing where I line art and colored. It just so happened that the style I had for this kind of had like a manga kind of look to it. I mean, not really manga, it's just like the texture of it kind of felt manga-y, especially with how I shaded. Not much else to say here as well. I just thought it was really cool. Also, I don't like how I drew her arm here. It's really short and I don't want to fix it. If I fix it, everything will get ruined. Now, day 17, we have Kasumi from Dead or Alive. I thought she was such a cool character in Dead or Alive. She was so pretty to me when I was little, so I was excited to draw her. Except, I didn't really like how I drew her. If you remember from day 3 when I drew Harley Quinn, I said that I didn't like how anime she kind of looked, and it happened today. For this one specifically, the style really did not feel like me. I do like the pose I had for her though. It was much different than what I usually do. But I also wish that her pose was a little bit more dynamic and fluid, as if she was moving with her hands, just like in the game. And even though I hated it, I really wanted to color this because for the past few days I didn't really color that much, and I tried really hard to trust the process, but the process did not give. I did not post this on social media. Now we have day 18, Poison Ivy from Batman. To have a redemption for what happened yesterday, I still wanted to do some coloring in the drawing, and I think I was able to get that. I really wanted to capture the face shape of Poison Ivy, and based on the drawings, Poison Ivy's face shape seems really sharp and also has some kind of flirtatious gaze that I wanted to achieve. Honestly, now that I'm looking at other pictures of her on the internet, she can have some kind of round face too as well, I guess. But I wanted to achieve something more fierce looking for Poison Ivy. And the first time I sketched it, I was sketching with no reference. And when I sketch with no reference, I naturally make the face really round than I wanted it to be. So I kind of need to go back in and resketch it again with reference. And I think I was able to get that. So once I felt satisfied, I just did the bare minimum when it comes to coloring. And for a sketch like this, I think it would be a good base for me to render in the future. So I think I was pretty successful with it. Now we have day 19, Ling Minmei. This was the first time I've heard of this character, and apparently she is from a show called Super Dimension Fortress Macross. I don't really have much to say about this because I don't know much about the show. Regarding the sketch in general, I really liked it. I was sketching using a normal pencil, and I was kind of sketching without reference. I wanted to look like she was singing because in the reference pictures I was looking at, it looked like she was singing, or she's like an idol or something. So I just did that, and it was cute. I have no complaints of it. Now for day 20, we have Ferry from Granblue Fantasy. I like the Granblue Fantasy series in general, and it's not really talked about much on social media, so I was really excited that she was a part of this challenge. I don't play the game as much as I did before, but I am excited for the upcoming RPG that was announced earlier in the year. And I think it's coming out in 2024. I'm just excited. It looks really good. Anyways, like yesterday, I like the sketch brushes I was using from yesterday. So I wanted to use them again and not put much effort because I think I was getting busy again with work and being tired. So I don't really have much to say to it besides the fact that I like it. I like her proportions, I like her face, I like her everything. Day 21, we have Jessica Cruz from Green Lantern. Again, I used the sketch brushes as yesterday, and this time I was really happy with it because this was a semi-realistic style that I was envisioning in my head. And I really wanted to have that style in day 17 and 3, but I didn't. It's just such a huge difference between them. But yeah, I like the overall sketch of it. That's all. Now we have day 22, which is Yuuki Asuna. I also do not know anything about Sword Art Online, so I don't know why there was so much hate towards that anime, but what I do know was that Asuna was an iconic character in the past. Regarding her artwork that I did for her, I thought I was really on the roll for the past 4 or 5 days with these sketches. For this day specifically, I thought this was the sketch that I really liked, because the sketch looks like something that I could use to render out. But yeah, sadly, this streak I was having with these sketches did not last forever. Now for day 23, we have Eurydice from Hades. I have played Hades, but also I did not finish it. Not to mention the amount of games that I have backlogged already, so I won't be finishing Hades anytime soon. I really missed painting, so I tried to do a sketch and tried rendering in one layer on top of it. Honestly, I think I just got real lucky with how this drawing went. I mean, it's not perfect, but if I were to render it a little bit more, I think it would have been amazing. But you know, every time I do these sketches, I just want to do at most 1 hour, so I don't want to spend that much time. At the end of the day, I think this was a really successful day when I drew her. Day 24, we have Delirium. Apparently she is from Sandman, and I also don't know anything about her, or Sandman in general. And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling her character. Like, she seems interesting, but not enough for me to like her at first glance. but I didn't really feel like doing a ton of research this day because I was kind of really lazy. The only thing I know is that she is able to cause chaos around her, and I just called it a day. Looks nice though. Now, day 25, we have Uta from One Piece. I know a lot of people are into One Piece, and I regret to say that I do not know anything about it. Though I am interested in the Netflix show, because everyone said it was good, and usually when there's a live action of an anime, it's not that good, so it was kind of surprising. Now I'm interested. Anyways, I just quickly sketched her. She looks really rough and she would need to get cleaned up so much, but today I was really lazy. So I just picked a dynamic pose with a 3D model and it kind of failed. She just looks weird. Also, her neck is kind of like not connected to her body. Yeah, this is kind of embarrassing. They don't like this piece. Day 26, we have Mitsuru Kirijo from Persona 3. Persona 3 is also one of those games that was in my backlog, along with Persona 4 and Persona 5. I'll finish it one day. Today, I just realized she literally had the same pose as yesterday's, which low-key really actually annoys me to death because it makes me feel so unoriginal. This artwork also became not successful either, so I just quickly sketched her and just called it a day. We do not remember her. And now day 27, we're almost done. We have Nightwing from Batman. I didn't want to spend too much time drawing him because it was 2 a.m. when I drew this, and I wanted to get this out of the way before I sleep. So I just kind of got a reference photo from Pinterest and I just drew him based on the reference. Again, he's one of the few men that was in this art challenge, and like I said, I'm not really good at drawing men from the top of my head, and I kind of wish I drew him more masculine than he is right now. Now we have day 28, Nana from Nana. I wanted to read Nana for a while, but I never got the chance to. Maybe I'll read it tonight as I'm recording this, I don't know, maybe. But what I do know about Nana is that the characters there are fashion icons. I know a lot of people on TikTok makes recreations or inspired outfits of Nana outfits, and I wanted to draw Nana in a kind of like fashion model kind of pose. I didn't really want to create a full artwork, so I kind of just sketched her again, and this time I drew it on Clip Studio Paint. I think for all the past days, except for day 1 to 3, I was drawing on Procreate, and when I draw Procreate, my drawing style kind of like changes. It's not what I usually draw on Clip Studio. I don't know why, but does anyone have that experience? So I drew her on Clip Studio and I loved it. I kind of missed making fashion kind of art again. I miss fashion in general. Like, I don't even dress up in real life anymore. Day 29, we have Jet from Valorant. You will never catch me playing Valorant ever, even though I like the characters there, because I don't like playing online games where I might be potentially yelled at, because I am a weak person. I can't do it. Anyways, I just made a quick sketch of Jet. Just her in different poses. Yeah, nothing really special. This video is getting long, so I'm just trying to get through it at this point. The last day, we have Lady Death. She kind of reminded me of World of Darkness from Final Fantasy, and I was getting so tired at this point of this challenge, so I just sketched her and called it a day. I know day 31 said personal choice, and I did not really want to do that, but if I had the choice, and I actually wanted to draw it, it would be Hinamari Amu from Shugachara, because she is one of my childhood favorites and I watched this anime when I was a child. It was really fun. And finally, we're at the end! Woohoo! I hope you guys enjoyed looking at this if you came all the way over here. It was really fun and I hope to talk more about my art again like this. Thank you and goodbye.